In Australia's sun-baked heart, there lurks a snake so secretive most people will never see it. Yet its venom can kill 100 adults with a single bite, faster than any cobra, deadlier than any viper. The Inland Taipan was not known to science until 1879, and it breaks every rule scientists thought they understood about snakes. How does the world's most reclusive serpent also wield nature's deadliest weapon? And why did evolution create such a paradox? The answer begins in the hidden cracks of a merciless desert. Stretching nearly 6 feet from snout to tail, the Inland Taipan cuts a slim, understated figure against the pale clay of Australia's interior. Its head is often a deep charcoal or near black, blending into a body that shifts with the seasons. The body is rich olive brown in the cooler months and fades to a softer sandy hue as the summer sun intensifies. This seasonal color change is more than camouflage. It is a subtle adaptation that lets the snake fine-tune how much heat it absorbs from the relentless outback sun. In winter, the darker scales soak up warmth more efficiently. In summer, the lighter tones reflect the worst of the heat, helping the snake avoid overheating on the exposed floodplains. The scales themselves are small, smooth, and almost glassy to the touch, lying flat and tight across the body. Unlike the rough-keeled scales of some desert reptiles, the taipan's skin is built for slipping easily through narrow soil cracks and abandoned rodent tunnels. Even at full size, averaging around 1.8 meters, though some rare giants have been recorded beyond 2 meters, the snake maintains a slender, almost delicate profile. Its body is built for speed and precision, not brute strength. When field herpetologists first encounter an inland taipan, what stands out is not just the coloration or the size, but how perfectly the snake's build matches its environment. The flat, wedge-shaped head is ideal for probing into deep fissures in the black soil plains, while the long, flexible body can vanish in an instant into a labyrinth of cracks beneath the surface. The eyes are set high, offering a wide field of vision to spot both prey and approaching threats across the open landscape. On a cool morning, the dark-bodied taipan may bask at the mouth of a burrow, barely visible against the shadows. As temperatures climb, its color seems to lighten day by day, a living barometer of the outback's extremes. Every aspect of its appearance, size, scale texture, and shifting hues reflects a life spent avoiding the worst of the desert while taking advantage of fleeting opportunities. In this body plan, the Inland Taipan reveals itself as a specialist, shaped by the demands of a harsh and unpredictable land. Buried in the cracked clay of the Channel Country, the Inland Taipan spends most of its life hidden from view. When the sun is low and the air still cool, the snake emerges only briefly, moving with a caution that borders on invisibility. Its world is a maze of deep soil fissures and abandoned rodent burrows, perfect refuges from the harsh Australian heat and from the gaze of predators. Field herpetologists often remark that even after days in prime habitat, a glimpse of this snake is rare. Most of the time it remains deep underground, shielded from temperature extremes and the threat of large goannas or mulga snakes. This reclusive nature is not just a quirk of temperament. The Inland Taipan's daily rhythm is tightly tuned to survival. In the cooler months, it may hunt by day, basking at burrow mouths or gliding across the clay in the morning light. As summer temperatures rise, activity shifts to dusk or even night, with the snake hugging the edges of cracks and crevices to avoid the worst of the heat. Even then, every movement is measured. The snake rarely travels far from shelter, always keeping a retreat within striking distance. Despite its reputation, the Inland Taipan is placid. In the wild, it would rather vanish into the earth than stand its ground against a threat. Herpetologists describe it as placid, even docile when not cornered. Bites to humans are almost unheard of, a testament to both its shyness and the remoteness of its home. But beneath this calm surface lies a hunter of extraordinary efficiency. When a long-haired rat or plains mouse crosses its path, the taipan's demeanor shifts in an instant. The strike is a blur, so fast that high-speed cameras are needed to capture it in detail. Unlike many other venomous snakes, which strike and release to avoid injury, the inland taipan often holds on, delivering several rapid bites in succession. Sometimes it even pins its prey with a loop of its body, ensuring the animal cannot fight back or escape into the maze of cracks. This strategy is only possible because its venom acts with remarkable speed, dropping even large rodents before they can retaliate. The snake's fangs, long and hollow, are perfectly engineered for this job, injecting a measured dose with each bite. Once the prey collapses, the taipan releases its grip and swallows it head first, then retreats quickly to the safety of its underground refuge. In the open country, where a missed meal could mean days of hunger and a wounded rat could deliver a fatal bite, there is no room for hesitation. The inland taipan's stealth, precision, and reliance on shelter are not just habits. They are survival strategies honed by a life in one of the world's harshest environments. These same traits, more than any reputation for danger, explain why so few people ever encounter this snake, and why recorded bites are vanishingly rare. Inside each drop of inland taipan venom lies a complex arsenal, engineered by evolution to overwhelm every defense a mammal can muster. At the heart of this cocktail are 5 major toxin families, each targeting a different system in the body, each with a distinct role in the snake's hunt. Overwhelm. The first and most notorious are phospholipase A2 enzymes, often abbreviated PLA2S. These molecules make up nearly half of the venom's protein content. Their specialty is the presynaptic nerve terminal, where they slip inside motor neurons and begin to dismantle the machinery that releases acetylcholine, the chemical messenger that tells muscles to contract. The result is a progressive silencing of nerve signals, a paralysis that starts at the eyelids and face, then cascades down the body. The effect is not just quick, but devastatingly thorough. Once the PLA2S have done their work, the connection between brain and muscle is severed, and recovery can take weeks, even with modern medicine. Paralysis. Layered on top of this are 3 finger toxins, small and remarkably stable proteins that act postsynaptically by binding directly to acetylcholine receptors on muscle cells. When a 3-finger toxin locks onto its target, it blocks the muscle's ability to respond to nerve impulses, like glue in the lock of a door. This double hit, presynaptic block by PLA2S and postsynaptic block by 3-finger toxins, ensures that paralysis arrives quickly and is nearly impossible to reverse without antivenom. Double. The venom's attack does not stop at the nervous system. A third family, the prothrombin activators, hijacks the body's clotting system. These enzymes rapidly convert prothrombin into thrombin, triggering a cascade that first causes blood to clot uncontrollably, then exhausts the body's supply of clotting factors. The result is a dangerous state called consumption coagulopathy, where the blood becomes unable to clot at all. Victims can bleed internally, sometimes fatally, even as paralysis sets in. Coagulopathy. Myotoxins add a 4th layer of damage. These proteins attack the membranes of skeletal muscle fibers, causing them to rupture and die. The breakdown products flood the bloodstream, straining the kidneys and accelerating the body's collapse. Myotoxin action is often felt as intense muscle pain and weakness, and in severe cases can lead to kidney failure. Muscle. Finally, hyaluronidase acts as the venom's spreading factor. This enzyme breaks down the extracellular matrix, the jelly-like material between cells, allowing all the other toxins to diffuse rapidly from the bite site into the bloodstream and deeper tissues. Without hyaluronidase, the venom's assault would be slower and less certain. With it, the entire system is primed for speed. Speed. Each of these toxin families is formidable on its own, but in combination, they represent a multi-system attack designed to drop prey in seconds and leave little chance for escape or retaliation. The Inland Taipan's venom does not just paralyze, it sabotages nerves, blood, and muscle all at once, a molecular onslaught that few animals, human or otherwise, can withstand. All at once. Every measure of Inland Taipan venom points to a scale that defies comparison. In the world of toxinology, one number stands out above all: LD50. LD50 is the dose required to kill half of a population of test animals measured in milligrams of venom per kilogram of body weight. For the Inland Taipan, that value is 0.025 milligrams per kilogram, lower than any other land snake ever tested. Lab mice exposed to even a fraction of a milligram are overwhelmed in minutes. By this metric, the taipan's venom is not just potent, it is the benchmark by which all other snake venoms are judged. Numbers become even more staggering when considering the amount of venom a single Inland Taipan can deliver. On average, one bite yields between 44 and 110 milligrams of dried venom. That means a single strike has the theoretical capacity to kill more than 100 adult humans, based solely on laboratory toxicity data. For context, the king cobra, a snake infamous in its own right, produces venom that is about 50 times less potent by LD50. The taipan's bite, drop for drop, is in a league of its own. Speed compounds the danger. In severe, untreated cases, life-threatening paralysis and collapse can begin in well under an hour. Without antivenom or intensive medical care, death can follow within a few hours. While there are no documented cases of a human dying from an Inland Taipan bite in 45 minutes, the venom's rapid action leaves little room for error. Muscle control fades, breathing becomes impossible, and the body's own blood-clotting system unravels. In animal studies, full paralysis can set in within 60 to 80 minutes, with fatal outcomes not far behind. The scale of these figures is not just academic. Venom researchers and clinical toxinologists treat the Inland Taipan as the gold standard for lethality. In the laboratory, its venom is the reference point for comparing all other land snakes. In the field, the numbers drive home a simple reality. No other terrestrial snake delivers such a concentrated threat in so small a package. Every statistic, dose, yield, time to collapse, underscores the same point. The Inland Taipan is not just the most venomous snake alive, it is the most efficient delivery system for death that evolution has produced among land-dwelling reptiles. In the Channel Country, survival is a contest defined by drought, deluge, and the unpredictable rise and fall of rodent populations. Inland taipans are specialists in a landscape where opportunity arrives suddenly and vanishes just as fast. After rare, heavy rains, the black soil plains erupt with life. Long-haired rats and other native rodents breed in explosive numbers, filling the burrows and cracks that crisscross the clay. For the taipan, these boom years are a brief window to feed, grow, and reproduce before the inevitable bust returns the country to silence. Field herpetologists studying these cycles have found that the taipan's venom is not just powerful, but precisely tuned for this ecological lottery. When prey is abundant, competition is fierce, and every hunt carries risk. The long-haired rat, a primary target, is no passive victim. It can bite, scratch, and disappear into a burrow in seconds. A missed strike means wasted energy, and a wounded snake could mean death. The taipan's answer is speed and certainty. Its venom immobilizes within moments, delivered in a rapid series of bites, often while the snake holds its prey in a tight loop of its body. This strategy works because the toxins act so quickly that escape or retaliation is almost impossible. Genetic studies reveal an evolutionary story written in the taipan's DNA. Over countless generations, gene families responsible for neurotoxins and blood clotting agents have expanded and diversified. Each new variant offers a tiny edge, faster paralysis, and a more reliable kill, shaped by the relentless pressure of a boom-and-bust world. In years of scarcity, only the most efficient hunters survive to pass on their genes. The result is a snake whose venom is not just the most potent ever measured, but a living record of adaptation to one of Earth's most volatile environments. Long before the Inland Taipan was cataloged by Western science, people living in the Channel Country knew to watch for a snake that vanished into the deepest cracks of the black soil. Elders spoke of a creature so powerful that its presence alone demanded respect. There is no single public name for this snake in local languages, and some knowledge is kept within families, passed down with quiet warnings. Avoid the floodplain fissures after rain, and never reach blindly into cool, shaded holes. Stories of the fierce snake were woven into lessons about moving safely across country, not out of superstition, but from observations made over thousands of years. When Frederick McCoy described the Inland Taipan in 1879, he relied on just a handful of specimens from the margins of the Murray and Darling. For decades, the species seemed to vanish from view as settlers moved in. But for the people whose land this always was, the taipan had never disappeared. It remained part of the landscape, rarely seen, but never forgotten. Even today, encounters with the Inland Taipan are almost unheard of. The snake's home lies far from towns and roads, in places where only a few aboriginal families, graziers, or scientists might pass in a year. Most recorded bites have happened to professional handlers or researchers, not to travelers or locals. The total number of documented bites is in the single digits, and there are no confirmed deaths since the introduction of antivenom. When a bite does occur, the same antivenom used for coastal taipans developed by the Commonwealth Serum Laboratories can neutralize inland taipan venom if given quickly. Survival rates are high, provided medical care is reached in time. For those who know this country best, the Inland Taipan is not a monster, but a neighbor whose power is best left undisturbed. Its story is a reminder. In the world's harshest places, danger and wisdom have always gone hand in hand. In a laboratory on the edge of the outback, vials of Inland Taipan venom rest in chilled racks, each drop a paradox of danger and possibility. Researchers in white coats move between benches, isolating proteins that once spelled certain death for rodents on the black soil plains. Now these same molecules are being mapped, modified, and tested as tools for medicine. The taipan's neurotoxins, once feared for their speed in shutting down the nervous system, are under study as templates for next-generation painkillers. By targeting the very channels that carry pain signals, these peptides could offer relief without the side effects of opioids. Other venom components, designed by evolution to unravel a mammal's blood clotting system, have become blueprints for drugs that control bleeding or dissolve dangerous clots in heart attack and stroke patients. The journey from venom to medicine is rarely straightforward. Each step, fractionating the venom, testing its effects on cells, and fine-tuning molecules in the lab, relies on continued access to healthy snakes and their habitat. Conservation is no longer just about preserving a rare animal for its own sake. It is about safeguarding a living library of chemical diversity, one that could hold answers for diseases not yet imagined. As drought, land clearing, and climate change threaten the Channel Country, the future of this research depends on the fate of the snake itself. For the scientists who work with taipan venom, every breakthrough is a reminder The world's most potent toxins can become tomorrow's cures, but only if the source survives. Right now, taipan venom is being studied for life-saving medicines. The same toxins that evolved to kill can help treat blood disorders and severe pain. The world's deadliest snake, once hidden in Australia's outback, now shapes cutting-edge science. Nature's most dangerous secrets are not just threats, they are opportunities. What else lies undiscovered, waiting to change what we think is possible? Let us know your thoughts in the comments.